And you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that's where my growth has come from, which circles me back around to what you were saying about the pageant, because you were saying the growth. So like let's talk about this experience. Like what about it? Now you said it was different. What about it was different from the last time?
So, I mean, everything was different. Last year, I was so focused. Well, one, I did not know how to manage money at all last year. So, anytime somebody would give me a donation, I'm blowing it. Anytime somebody would talk about sponsoring me, I'm blowing the money. Like, I'm not saving, I'm not being smart with the money. I'm going stupid with the money that I have.
Mm,
This time around, I had a GoFundMe account, and then I had a second savings account that was solely for pageantry, solely. And I looked at stuff for a longer period of time before purchasing things. I was conscious about how much I was spending on a dress. I was conscious about how much I was paying to get things altered. And I'm gonna pause right here because this lady tried to charge me $385 and my dress was $412. I might as well have gotten a new dress.
yeah, at
So,
that.
I was paying attention to stuff like that. Um, and so I feel like that helped me go into the weekend with a clear mindset because I still had money. I was still able to take care of some things that needed taken care of at the last minute. Um, like I was able to afford things that I didn't know were going to come up, but
Mhm.
like God prevailed and he provided so that when those things did come up, I was good. Like I was still set. I was not worried about anything. So that's number one. Number two, I was calm. Like
Mhm.
I was really calm. I was at peace with what I had practiced. I was confident in what I practiced. And I knew that I was a force to be reckoned with. Like I went in with the mindset of, I'm a force. I hope I don't scare you, but I'm a force. Like I'm still a sweet person. We're still cool, but I'm a force.
Yeah,
Like I'm here. If that makes sense.
absolutely
So
good.
that was different. Whereas last year was just I'm so bubbly. Oh my gosh, I just can't wait. And that's cool. That's cool. Like that's great. That's a great mindset to have. But you still got to be a force. So that was another thing. So money, conscious of money, came in with the attitude that I'm a force, and then I was just super like attentive. Like I was paying attention to the people around me. I was present in the moments when I needed to be present in the moments. I was paying attention to my body, like inwardly, like how my stomach was feeling or if my head was bothering me. I was really paying attention to how I was feeling. And I showed up so strong. Like
Yeah.
when it came time for me to get on stage, from the very first time when we were just practicing, when I was practicing, I'm going full out as if it's showtime. So much so that videos that I received looked like it was from the show, but it was from practice. Like videos that I posted on my page, a lot of them some of them were actually from the show, but some of them were from practice. But because I was that intentional and
Yeah.
that serious about what I was doing, you couldn't tell the difference. So I guess intentional. I guess that's the next one.
Yeah.
And then I talked about, the last time we were on that I had blinders on and I was focused and I stuck with that. I really did stick with that. So first night, Saturday night, we get there or not Saturday, we'll just start Saturday. We did our registration, our check-in. It was different than last year. Like last year they had us sitting and kind of waiting. This year it was go, 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 go. There was no sitting around. There was no waiting. It was you moving your bags here. You can go talk to your family for a little bit while we get the rest of these people checked in. But once everybody's checked in, we finna get it to rolling. And
Mhm.
so you really have time to sit in your thoughts, that worked for me because the more that I have time to sit in my thoughts, oh baby, I'm thinking about what I'm eating 2 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? Like I did not have time to just sit in my head, which was really nice. And then also, like I said, I was relaxed. So Saturday, we had practice, we ate, we did all the things. There's a saying that they had us do before we went out, and it was it? I'm a tiger and I can whip the world, or something like that. And like that, like, it got me like, okay, here we go. Gonna go whip the world or whatever. And getting excited. And then as soon as I hit stage, as soon as my foot hit the stage and it's time to walk, the force turned on. It turned on fast. It was like night and day. Like, I took my time while I was out there, and it was such a noticeable improvement that, I mean, of course, my family, they're going to tell me what I want to hear, but they're also going to be like 110% real with me. Yeah. And they're like, key, because I would text my husband and I would text my best friend when I'd be backstage, like, okay, give me updates, what we think. And they're like, keep doing what you're doing. You got it. You got it in the bag. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, all right, bet. So went through and did everything Saturday night. Afterwards, we go back to the bus, and they're giving out everybody's hotel keys and all these things. And this is when things hit the fan. So they don't have my key because some things happened with the front desk people, and so they mixed up a lot of rooms. So I had originally got 2 rooms for Friday night to Monday, but one of them registered for Friday night to Monday and the other one registered for Saturday to Monday. So that was all mixed up when I got there on Friday, but we got it figured out. But Saturday when we came back, somehow they ended up giving me a key, me and my roommate, a key to the room that my mom and daddy's in. So like, no. So they give it to us, and I go and I'm like, Mom, what room are you in? And she tells me the room number. I'm like, well, that's the room number that this ain't right. So I take now, and I'm tired. Like, I am delirious, like out of it. Take it back to the woman, and she's like, okay, yeah, that probably won't work. Your parents probably do not want you to. Good point. So they got it all figured out. And me and my roommate, we ended up going up, and everything was cool. Like, I had a chill roommate. She was really nice. She's really smart. Like, this is a sidebar, but she sent something up into space. Like, she's into like all the things like space related. And I'm like, yo, amazing. Really like that. But anyways,
I used to want to be a rocket scientist. Didn't work for me, but I used to want to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So that was Saturday. So Sunday morning comes around. I'm vibing. I'm chilling. Like, my interview is before her interview. They had me scheduled for 9:20 for my interview. I'm vibing out. I'm getting my makeup together. Like, I don't have a lot of hair to do. So, I'm just getting myself together. And it is 8:59. And I'm sitting and I'm journaling. And the same lady that I had that helped us get the room key situation figured out calls me, and she's like, hey, Keara, we're running a little bit early. Would you be, what did she say? Are you far enough along to be able to come down maybe 5 minutes earlier? And I'm sitting here like, yeah. But like, mentally, I'm like, no, I'm not ready. I need to sit here and finish journaling and finish getting myself together. You guys said 9:20, not 9:05.
Yeah.
So now I'm like kind of frantic or whatever. And so I'm trying to calm myself down.
Yeah.
And I ended up being fine. I went, they really weren't ready for me, but it was okay. Got down there, I prayed, I calmed myself down. I think I saw my mom and my husband, like a glimpse of them. And then it was time for my interview. And this year going around, I was so relaxed and I was just comfortable and confident in what I had to say. I went in, and I always say good morning to anybody, or hello, or good evening, good afternoon, anytime I walk in the room. regardless of if like I feel like they should speak to me first, like I'm always going to speak to somebody first.
Yeah.
And so that just opened up a door for casual conversation, if you will.
Yep.
And it just felt like a conversation. I have one of my coworkers, I texted her and I said, it's interview day, like interviews at 9:20. She said, it's not interview, it's conversation day. So she got me together and helped me reframe. And I'm like, okay, cool. Walk in, and that's what it was. It was a conversation. They were really interested about my job because I had put a lot of information on my like bio sheet that they got to read beforehand. So they asked me about my job. They asked me where my confidence comes from. And they asked me, no, they said something about when I answered where my confidence comes from, they had mentioned one of the words that I put down to describe myself, which is force. And they were like, we see it. And they just kind of complimented me on my performance and so on and so forth. And so I get out of the interview and I bawling because one, I was proud of myself, but two, I could feel the presence of God in there with me. Yeah. It was not me. Yeah. Like I feel like if there's a believer listening, they understand. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like it just was so different. And I'm just out here emotional. The Miss Missouri at the time, Miss Missouri USA 2022, she came up to me and she's like, how was it? I'm like, it was great. And then she went to hug me, and that's when the tears started. So we walked away and we got to talking or whatever. And she's a believer too. And so she was like, take it for what it is. Yeah. Stay in this moment. Of course, fix your makeup, but stay in this moment, stay present in this and really enjoy this happiness that you're feeling. And I did. So then it was time to go over to the theater and get to hit practice for that day, for Sunday, and do it all over again. So Sunday evening comes and it's time for showtime. And like I was saying last time, Sunday is basically cut day, right? So you find out if you make top 12. Last year was top 16, last year was top 16, and the 16th person was the People's Choice. This year, it was top 13, but the 13th person was People's Choice. So technically, last year was top 15, and this year was top 12, if that makes sense. Yeah. So you go out and you do your fun fashion, and then you stand there and you hope your name gets called. I'm standing here and my name got called. I'm like, let's go, Jesus. Yeah. Thank you. Like, Marissa, I am almost in full praise break backstage. But I have to change. I got to keep going, but I'm almost in full blown praise break backstage because it's just like, yo, this is a step closer to the crown, right? This is a step closer than where I was at last year. Like, there's growth. Like, I see it. And some other people see it too. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I got to go out and I got to perform again, and they didn't choose me for top 5, but I was just so happy with top 12. It's just like, Lord, you prevail every single time. Yeah. It's just like, oh my goodness. And so they do top 5, and then they got it narrowed down to 2. And the 2 girls that they had, I mean, they were both forces as well. The one that ended up winning, she's actually a good friend of mine. We're in the same sorority. Like, that's my girl. Like, we were each other's backbone throughout the pageant. Like, she had left her phone at the hotel. She couldn't find it anywhere. So she was on my phone, calling her dad, calling all these people to try to help her find her phone. So, like, we were each other's support. Like, everybody was very supportive of one another. But me and her, I don't know, we just had a different connection. And so it was just like, I was extremely, extremely happy for her. Like, she won, she competed last year with me as well. And she won the Best Interview Award. And she won it again this year. And then she won the title. And I'm just like, yo, like this is super exciting for you. I ended up winning People's Choice.
Yeah.
I won top 13, and then I also won the Miss Congeniality Award. So
I can see that.
girls vibe with me. It's like, okay, cool. Like this is decent. I ended up reaching out to the pageant director to ask if I made it to top 12 because I won People's Choice, and I did not. I made it without People's Choice. So I was going on regardless of if I had People's Choice or not. And it was just like, just hearing these like small victories, if you will, these small victories, it was just like, yo, this has been worth it. All of the things that have happened, like some shit really hit the fan during that weekend. But like all the things that happened, I could have cared less about because I saw myself grow. I saw God's hand in everything. And I was proud of that. Like there weren't any tears. I mean, I might have had like a few tears of happiness because that's just how proud of myself I was. Like it was a me thing. Like that's where I was at. Like of course it was a God thing, but it was a me thing. It was an internal, like it was a lot of internal validation for myself. And that's what it was. That's simply what it was. And it's been amazing since. Like I mean, my girls at work, they watched it, and they were kind of sad when I came back, and I'm like, well, I didn't win. They're like, why? And I'm like, it's literally fine. Everything is a-okay. But I mean, just seeing how excited they were, and once they realized, oh, you did that, you won that. Oh, that's really cool. Just that, and then my village is strong. I mean, you're a part of my village at this point, and just seeing how everybody just had so many encouraging words and so many like positive things to say, in addition to my own validation, in addition to the validation God gave me, it's like, yo, this could not have been a better time. Like there was no better time than that. It was great. So I don't know if I'm going to compete again, but this was amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's incredible.